Do you guys have trouble getting wins on a consistent basis? Well, today I'm going to be showing you guys exactly how to get consistent wins. I'm going to be showing you guys a good method that I use and some tips. Before we get into the video, I want you guys to comment down below your favorite Fortnite pro and why you like that pro. Now, the method I do have for you guys today is a method I like to call the win farming method. Now, the win farming method is pretty simple. You just win farming, meaning that you're getting wins again and again and again. Now, the way you do that is by being as passive as possible. What I mean by that is just not getting into any fights, staying away from everyone that's fighting, and pretty much being your own secluded person, not around anyone else. Now, what you want to do is land at a good spot that's not populated and get all the materials and all the ammo and all that stuff. Now, once you get out of the place that you landed at and you get all the materials and stuff like that, what you want to do is stay as far away from people as possible. Anywhere if there's people, what you want to do is just stay away. If there's people in the middle of the map, stay away and stay at the edges. If there's people at the edges, stay away and stay on the other edge or other side or anything like that. If you see a person, go the other way, and if you see multiple people fighting, don't even try third party it or try to knock it down. Honestly, just stay away. Now that you know what the win farming method is, I'm going to be showing you guys exactly my favorite spots to land. I'm going to be showing you guys my top favorite spots to land, along with a few honorable mentions, and why those honorable mentions are down at the top 5. Now, coming in at number 5, my 5th favorite spot to land when I'm win farming would be Junk Junction. Now, the reason why Junk Junction is coming in at number 5 is because the amount of loot and the amount of wood and stuff like that is really low compared to these other spots, along with the amount of ammo crates. I normally don't find a lot of ammo crates there, but I do find a decent amount. But every time I do land there is never anyone contesting it, so I get the entire place to myself. Unless there's a challenge there for the battle pass, there's literally never anyone there, leaving it free to loot in an open spot all to yourself. Coming in at my number 4 spot is Haunted Hills. Now, you might be asking, well, didn't you say Haunted Hills is a good spot? Well, it is a good spot. It is honestly a great spot. But for win farming, not so much. Now, the reason why it's not that good for win farming is the amount of metal you get. And if you're win farming, you're going to be surviving all the way till endgame. So the reason why it's a good spot and a bad spot at the same time is just because of the amount of metal. You get a great amount of loot and a great amount of material there when you're getting brick and wood. But metal, there are little fences, but by the time you get all those, you'll have around 150 metal, and that's not enough to last you all game. Especially if you're win farming, because by the end of win farming, you usually have around 2 to 3, maybe 5 kills at the max. Coming in at my number 3 spot is Snobby Shores. Now at Snobby Shores, there's a good amount of material, wood, brick, and metal. There's a good amount of loot and a good amount of ammo. Now you might be asking, well, why isn't it coming in at number 2 and number 1? And the reason it's not coming in at number 2 or number 1 is because of the amount of people that go there. Now you might be asking, well, didn't you say the land as well there isn't a lot of people? Well, there isn't a lot of people, but there's around 2 to 3 people every time, meaning that you could die depending on how good you are at the game. Now, I'm not trying to say you're bad or anything, but sometimes, you either get very unlucky with your loot, or you're just not good enough, which is fine, which is why you are here to follow these tips so you can get better. Coming in at my number 2 spot are the Factory Things by Sunny Steps. Now, the reason it's coming in at number 2 is because it has great loot, a good amount of ammo, and a good amount of material. Now, the only material it is lacking is brick. You might be asking, well, Devin, didn't you say at Haunted Hills wasn't enough metal? What's the difference here? Well, the factories are by the volcano, meaning that there is a lot of brick around the volcano that you can gather. So once you use your bowler or your hoverboard that you got from landing at those factories, you can then get the brick from up top. Then once you have that, you have a bunch of brick, wood, material in general, and then you have a good amount of ammo and good loot, as well as a way to move around the map without getting shot at. Now, before we get into my number 1 spot, here are some honorable mentions that I have. Frosty Flights, Westworld or Mexico, The Block, and Lazy Lagoon. Now, coming in at my number 1 spot is Happy Hamlet. The reason I love Happy Hamlet is because of its material you can gather. You can get a bunch of brick, a bunch of wood, and a bunch of metal. You can also get great loot there and a bunch, and I mean a bunch of ammo from all the ammo crates around. Now, the reason why this and Snobby Shores are different is literally one thing. And that one thing are the ballers that are right next to Happy Hamlet. Now, the reason why those are so important and so crucial is because of where you are on the map. You are in all the way to the bottom left, which means you are most likely not going to get circled. Now, since you have the ballers, unlike Snobby Shores, you can be able to get to the circle very quickly and very efficiently, unlike Snobby Shores where there is no way to get to circle if you are very far. unless you get obviously gliders or launch pad luckily from a chest. So one tip that I have for you guys is to hit a lot of your shots. Now what I mean by that is obviously just to hit a lot of your shots. If you guys are missing a lot of your shots, I do suggest looking at my friend Ribs' video on how to improve hitting your shots. It's honestly a great video and it's helped me out a lot. Now also, if you are having trouble, I suggest fixing your X and Y sensitivity as long as your scoping sensitivities. Now the reason why you might not be hitting your shots is because your sensitivity is too high or because your sensitivity is too low. Now another tip I have for you is to select the right loadout. Now, what I mean by that is get the guns that match up together. If you have an AR in a combat, do not grab an SMG because there honestly is no need. Now if you have an AR in a pump, however, then do grab an SMG because you honestly really do need one. Now sometimes you want to grab gliders if you plan on being at the high ground. Now don't grab gliders if you plan on staying low ground and not taking the high ground. Another tip is knowing your surroundings. Now what I mean by knowing your surroundings is being aware of everything and where everyone and everything is. Paying attention to the circle, how many people are left, how many material counts you have, everything like that all goes into your awareness. Now being aware is probably one of the most important things you can do to get any win. Whether you're playing solos, duos, or squads, you have to be aware of you and your teammates' material count, where they are on the map, and pretty much everything like that. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. Comment down below what other videos you guys do want to see, what questions you guys have, and anything like that. If you guys did enjoy, please leave a like and subscribe if you guys are new. I will see you guys next time. Peace.